All right, guys, welcome to the Richard Teams Huddle. We are September 17th. We are talking about the challenge, the Team Brave trainings, and getting our stories out and really connecting and having more conversations with people. So, with that, I had asked the team a question of how are you feeling about the challenge, Atomic Challenge? The challenge of it, anything. Let's talk about it and unpack that. Anyone have Yolanda?
I think I wanted to jump in real quick to start it off because I'm kind of in that state where I think there's a lot of our clients that may feel this way too, is, trying to, oh my gosh, I love it. It's new. I'm excited about it. I love the trainings. I listen to the Team Braves. I'm a replay person, so it's okay. Like I can do that, but I like being on live. And, it made me feel good to do the habit finder. I did it while I was on the train going from San Diego up to LA. And I loved it. I was so excited. And I liked seeing my results. I like how they word it as not your, not focusing on your weaknesses and your habit finding, but what your strengths are so you can pull from those weaknesses and make them better. And so that's what's making me excited about it and determined to get through the debrief, get through. So I know what clients and potential coaches and anyone new may find a different mindset just in that, to take a step back and make that your priority for yourself, and then that's the only way you can share it with somebody else. And so that's what I feel is happening for me. And I like it so far. I mean, it's okay. Like I was determined to be on tonight's and then the debrief, and I'm going, oh my gosh, now what? Oh my gosh, the first time, just to try and balance it out and stay structured. And so I like how that's going to play for future,
It's so good. So yes, the habit finder is our our staying in integrity and really being able to say, hey, this is a lifelong program. I've experienced it. I'm currently addressing this habit, this self-limiting belief, and how does that uniquely qualify us? I just had a really great call with Thomas, and we were able to just catch up on life and business and everything. It was such a treat for me to spend that time with him. And really, all that we unpacked in our mentor time together was how is he uniquely qualified for what he's doing? And we uncovered a lot of stuff. Like he's got a lot of wisdom and desire to help people that only could be helped by him because he's uniquely qualified in that experience. And it's pretty fun. We had a great time doing that and just connecting. So again, I'm going to put this out there for any of you, for all of you, for your teams. It doesn't matter. We're one big old community. If you just need some processing time, like I need to process me with you, Rachel, and just sit in a room for 30 minutes and just have that, I am absolutely willing to do that for anybody and everybody on our team. Michelle?
Yeah, as for the challenge, I had quite a few people sign up. A lot of people just didn't engage. I'm still sending them a lot of the information. Like last week, I sent the Dr. A's after his kind of unplug call, which was awesome. And then on a lot of my clients, I did have a lot of check-ins on Monday. So many people kind of canceled on me. But that was going to be my topic. And one of the gals, she didn't see it, but she did watch the replay, and so I got to listen to what she got out of it. And I practiced my listening. And I listened, and tell me a little bit more about that. When we were done talking, so this is how I know I'm not a good listener. When we I put it about me. When we were done talking, she's like, "Are you okay? You seem a little quiet today." I was like, I'm fine. I'm just practicing my listening, and I want to really hear what you're saying. And she appreciated it. So I kind of, got to do that. But yeah, I'm still reaching out to all the people that are on my list of, I know they're in the Facebook page. They may not be on the document still. I don't know how that is, but they are on the Facebook page and I am reaching out to them. Oh, I forgot. And I'm like, yeah, look at this. I'm just guiding them to, and like, just keep working on your steps in water, keep working on your steps in water. So I like that. I think I have a kind of a good list, or starting of a list of people who I could stay engaged with. And that's what I think I needed, is just that engagement with people, like what are they getting from it, or if they haven't, at least reaching out to them and sending them these playbacks. Yeah, and last night's Monday call was again phenomenal. I just loved the way it flowed. It was really good. I learned some things, so I loved it.
So good. I love that, Michelle, that you're putting that into practice. I would say I am a CCW. A CCW, nobody wants to be this, okay? But it's called a Captain Cool Whip, okay? Who knows what Captain Cool Whip is? Captain Cool Whip is, I can top that, right? So, in my culture, you the Me Too thing is strong. Like, oh, me too. Oh, you slept terrible. Oh, you should see my sleep, right? So that's what Captain Cool Lips do. They always try to top what someone else has, good or bad. And so I felt the conviction of like, yeah, that's not a skill that I have. I have skills that I'm proud of, and listening is not one. So I am consciously going to work on that as well. And I'm excited to work on that with you all and become an incredible listener and really let people feel seen and heard. Because I think that's the greatest need our clients have, is to just feel seen and heard, and they are audibly processing when they're talking, and they become, that's so empowering if you think about it, because they have a lot of like, I just heard myself say that, and so forth. So good stuff. We don't want to be Captain Cool Whips. Okay, the habit finder. So couple things. The challenges, do you guys think that we're going to learn a lot from this Atomic Habit Challenge? Like, do you think we're going to learn a lot that we might do differently next time? Like the greater people that are putting it together, they're definitely already thinking of the next one and how to make it better. So I love that. So if we don't participate, or if it's like whatever, then we just kind of lack that generosity of like being able to say, hey, let's make this better next time. So just know that. I know lots of folks have to jump off to go to their debrief, so don't worry about it. We've got this recorded. Michelle, are you having to leave or no?
No, I already did my debrief and I already did my first master coach class.
Ooh, okay. Can you share a little bit about that with us?
The class or the debrief?
Both of them. What was that like for you, and what did you get out of it?
Well, for the debriefing, I'd watched the recording, but I took a lot of notes as he was talking, and I broke it down at my assessment. He was breaking down the assessment, and he did pick people, but it was okay. So like I wrote, he breaks everything down into, when you look at it, no risk, moderate risk, and risk. And I like that. So I have notes on everything for myself. And then I'm like, oh, these are the areas. I didn't understand. Well, why does it say high risk? What does that mean for me? And he explained all of it. He got a little deeper in the master class and picked on people, and was just dug deeper into each of those categories. For myself, it is just opens up so much of I'm learning, like why I do the things that I do and why I don't do the things that I do. I thought I had outgrown some things, and when I answer some of the things, I'm still there. And that's okay. I'd rather work on it than put up blinders and say, well, I'm not that person anymore, when I really kind of am, like lacking confidence. I always say, oh, I gained all this confidence. I have, but it's a little bit more. And
Yeah.
so I really liked it so I'm going in, stepping into it like I'm doing this for me. And so I can help my clients and my coaches when they do theirs, that well, we can discuss it. Just kind of going off of what that Team Brave has been saying about us, like you just said, start with us first. I'm looking forward to the next class. It's Thursday. Then the next class after, there's 4 classes, I think. And what a gift for us as Optivians,
And
optimists, to
yeah,
be able to have him there doing this for us. It reminds me of having a life coach and paying a lot of money for a life coach and then having them do it for free for us. I mean, everybody needs to do it. And I have one client that I actually had a really good check-in, and we talked a lot about it. She's like, I've been looking for something like this.
wow.
So I gave her my link. I haven't gotten an email that she joined yet, but I will remind her. She has a lot going on in her life, but she needs it. So I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about the way everything's going.
Me too. It's really generous. I was just telling Thomas, I affirmed him on our call. I said, "You're so generous. You show up with your camera on all the time." And it's so generous to give to, if you think about it, the generosity of showing up in community. Just showing up for the, like, what if no one showed up for the calls? What if nobody was on the win call? What if, like, and so as you're receiving and turning around and being generous with it, that is just so awesome. I thought about what you said when you said, Michelle, I am doing this for me. And I was thinking, well, then her business is going to be very protected. You know why? Because when you first called me and we did your health assessment and you ordered your kit, and I know right where I was sitting in my house on Vintage Circle, and it was dark, and it was later in the evening, you had got home from work. I, in no way, shape, or form that day in helping you, would have ever in my wildest dreams thought about how many people you were going to impact. That wasn't a thought. The thought for me, and I know for you, was I'm doing this for me. So when somebody says in whatever juncture of their health coaching business, I'm doing this for me, then I know their business is going to be fine. Because that's exactly how they started, and that's what they're suggesting that we do again, right? So I love it. It doesn't even matter, like, I mean, it does matter, like, oh, we want to impact other people. I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but that's not our focus. Our focus is like me first. What habits are my kryptonite? What are my self-limiting beliefs? Am I relapsing in any area of my life that I need strength? And I'm taking from this most generous community, but I also pour into it. Like, you are the community when you're on a win call. And just like you're holding space on that win call, like Dave is holding space for you with these master coaching sessions. And what I'm realizing is this is a lifelong community. That's all we're inviting people to. Is like, if you don't have a community where you can show up for the next 10 years and people are going to hold space for you and also be generous with their stories and their unique suffering, then I have one that you can check out. And I almost just, like, when I talk to people now, I just ask, what type of community do you have in your life? You know what I mean? Because that should be big on the health assessment. Like, so anyway, exciting stuff. I do want to go to your, I want to go out to Facebook real quick and look at your story. And this is really something that, especially for the recording, I know lots of people will watch this on the playback here. But what we're doing is we're putting out a beacon. You've done it and I've done it, and I know others are going to follow. But basically, in the beginning of the Brave trainings, they said, are you able to be found? And I realized when I'm not out here going live or putting quality posts up, I guess people can't find me, and that's my issue. That's my lack of action. That's my lack of being found, right? So I love this. Michelle has done this, and then I'll show mine real quick. But this is a reintroduction. Guys, you have changed so much since you first started, and you have grown, and you are not the same person that you were You are uniquely qualified in your sufferings and in your struggles to help people. I love this. This is what's going to happen. People are probably going to reach out to her based off this paragraph. I read that thing. I'm also postmenopause. I also have osteoporosis. What are you doing? What are you taking? How are you working out? Are you walking on concrete? Are you, right? I've stepped in to help be a caregiver for my mom and dad. Um, Things that can freeze people, words like cancer, and they're like, oh, you're so brave, and you keep moving forward. How do you do that? How do you support your parents as a caregiver? And also, you're retired, and how are you enjoying retirement in that? This is so full of rich ability to help other people. And then you're reminding them that you are a small business owner and you have a habits company. I loved that part. That you educate and train others too that want to get into this field, and then just a really vibrant, a beautiful picture. And I love this. And you know, this will be pinned to the top of her page, as you can see. So if you haven't done this yet, or it's been a minute, I would use this framework. We can help you with that. Mine also was pinned to the top of my page. And I used a picture from just this year, and let's see, where is my story, right? So this is my story. I've already had people reach out about stuff that I struggle with. So I do want to share with you guys this struggle piece is good. We think, oh, well, look at how smart I am, right? People are like, I don't know. I want to know about your struggles. Now, I did get several people that asked me about GLP-1 coaching. I had one person talk to me about my school of ministry background, and another person perimenopause. So I do think it's great that if you don't have a bunch of certifications, this could make you go, well, oh, I don't have certifications. It doesn't matter. Maybe here, instead of certification, you might put areas of focus. Areas of focus in my practice are middle-aged fitness, muscle forward medicine, tracking intake. Most people have no idea how to track. I help people start doing that. Baby steps of tracking, right? Whatever it is, you guys do a lot of stuff. As I was telling Thomas, we were talking about the some of his unique gifts and talents and how he could, we were just saying, man, you could mentor people that are in the military one season behind you, so that they have, like, I think Michelle too, imagine helping someone one season behind you and letting them take the habit finder before they retire, right? Do you want to take those habits into your retirement? How's that going to go? So now our lives, they have more juice, right? And I said, and it can seem scary. Oh, if I was mentoring someone a season behind me, what would I do? Well, I don't know. I'd probably take them through the life book. I'd probably take them through the life book and say, hey, you're about to retire. Your identity is in the military 30 years, 20 years. So outside of the military, who are you? And why don't you write your current story and then who you want to become, and are these things real? So you could just take them through the life book. If I was a middle-aged, which I am, a middle-aged woman who has no idea how to have health and vitality, I would just take them to our community, to the habit finder, and through the life book, and figure out, do they want to start losing weight? Well, then we can use our products for that. But guys, you can help so many people. You are all uniquely qualified to help them, and your greatest skill is going to be your listening skills. Just tell me more about that. I love this one thing, and you can apply this with anyone you talk to this week. If someone says, I have a lot of food noise, I have a hard time staying on program on the weekends, you can just say, wow, I find that that is usually just the tip of the iceberg. What's going on weekends? Tell me, paint me a picture. What's going on? Why is it easier Monday through Thursday? What starts happening on Friday and Saturday and Sunday? Tell me more about that. And really, it sounds to me like the structure, right? They're going to identify it. They're going to share with you, like, well, it's when I'm at work and then my alarms go off and then we go to parties and, so let them kind of come up with it, right? And just say, wow, it sounds to me like, now, did you say you were on win calls Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday? Okay. So win calls don't happen on the weekends. Interesting. You're saying I use all these supports during the week, they're great. And then on the weekend, right? What maybe do you think you guys remember the 4 parts of anybody struggling is in it, and I could take each one of you through this and it works really well. What happened? Just tell me what happened. Oh my God, I gained 3 pounds this week. Okay. Tell me more about that, right? All the way through. This is in our listening. What did you want to have happened this week? I wanted to lose more weight. Why? Right? Peel it back. Okay. What do you think was missing from, well, you know what, this weekend, I ignored my alarms. I did not get on any community calls. I never read my life book and I didn't talk to you. Okay. So your supports and your accountability are still outside of you. Yes. Okay, that's fine. Mine are too. Many times this community is what I need. I'm working on that intrinsic motivation. What is next for you? What is next? So what happened? Try this with a family member this weekend or this week. Someone's going to come to you guys with a problem. I guarantee it. So just say, what happened? Tell me more about it. There's questions, right? Paint me a picture. That sounds just like the tip of their iceberg. Is there more? Right? When you say, I slept like crap, right? These statements, that sounds like the tip of the iceberg, sleeping bad. What else is going on? What else is going on? What are you making that mean? Like, these are questions, right? What did you want to have happened? What was missing? And what is next? And I love that the reason, and we can kind of finish up on this, but the reason they're not letting us stay stuck as coaches, and they're like, hey guys, habit finder, hey guys, atomic habits, hey guys, 4 coaching sessions for free. Why? Because they know that coaches cannot be victims. That if we are a victim, we cannot help anybody. And so the company is saying, time out, let's go back to our life force, which is all of our coaches, and let's breathe life back into them and remind them that they are uniquely qualified and that they're doing this for them, and that's just how they started their business and that's just how they'll finish their business. And they cannot be a victim and help anyone, because victims can't help anyone. Just think of that quite logically, okay? If you're a victim, you're in the, it's happening to me, right? So how can you go help anybody if you're a victim? Whereas you can say, these are my struggles and these are my supports, and you're welcome to come, and fellow sufferers usually connect and have great community, right? So I just love the training. So my couple of challenges to each one of you is, if you haven't written out your who are you? Hey, it's Rachel. I haven't seen you in a minute. My post, Michelle Offerman. You can copy us. Okay, that would be homework, so to speak. Because my question to you is, how would people find you otherwise? How are you being found? The other question I asked Thomas, and I challenge you guys to think about this too, is think about who you really want to be helping. And he said what I think we would all say. He said, I really want to help people that want lifelong transformation. And I said, where do you think those people hang out? Where would we find those people? Like, think of it, okay? And he's in the military, so I was like, Thomas, you're uniquely qualified to be very logical, right? About where would I profile these people? And I threw out words like silver sneakers and people that are committed to things that would say they're not looking for a diet. Why? Because ultra marathoners, people that obviously they've got, you know, people that are doing their first triathlon, people that are doing their first of anything that is difficult, that is not quick. They're committed to habits because they're like, I have this tracker, it's couch to marathon. And right, they know that ain't going to be quick. Couch to marathon is not quick. They're of the mindset that it's going to take habits and discipline. Okay. So, how do we start finding people that are committed to lifelong transformation? Because Dave said, and man, that hit me hard, is he said the days of I want to lose 20 pounds to look hot in my bikini, that's not what's going on with people right now, you guys. Not to say we wouldn't want to look better in our bikinis or bathing suit, okay? That's great. But how many people really resonate with that right now versus I need to pay my bills, I'm stressed out of my mind, I'm not sleeping, my adult kids, my parents, like the caregiving, right, they are looking for a community that says, I see you, you are not suffering alone, I'm uniquely qualified to hold space for you in this community, right? And you have a place you can go. You do not have to have crowded loneliness on social media and sit out there and feel alone in what's going on. So whether they're retiring or maybe they're already retired and they're feeling a lack of fulfillment, right? So that's who we hold space for. And I really think if they come in, you guys, and they do the habit finder first or right away, they're going to be like, hey, Thomas, that was cool. Thanks, man. Like those 4 life coaching sessions before I retire, that was huge. Like, I really appreciate you putting that go live out. I would have never found you. I would have never found you or Dave or the debriefs or nothing if you hadn't done that live. So let's start talking from our hearts and letting people find us again, okay? And really just the me first attitude of like, I don't have all the answers, but I'm uniquely qualified to hold space for you in a community that has absolutely changed my life. And it's not a program. Programs are, and I'm going to do a live this week about programs, just like how that on off, it's very abusive mentally to, you know, do that. And I want to really talk to people about another way to think about it, which will be a lifelong program, a lifelong community that you can grow and thrive and fail in. And that I would like to invite them to ours, and that there's no gotchas. I've got a free habit finder for them. They can learn more about themselves and get off of the hamster wheel of the programs that really only help you for 30 days and then that habit loop comes back. So anyway, thanks for showing up tonight. I know I got a million people that were saying I can't be on. I have my debrief, which I was like, yay, I hope we have no one on the call. Everybody's getting their habits finded. So we'll meet next week. And that's my homework. If you guys can rewrite your intro and let people find you, and then also think about where would you find people that want lifelong transformation. We'll come back next Tuesday and I'll share with you where I'm finding some, and I'd love to know where you're finding some and what messages you're using to be found in that space. Okay? Love you guys. Take care.